Hello again, and welcome to another little project I'm doing. I'm doing this for a friend of mine for a wedding gift, and it's going to be the lady and gentleman there with the names underneath. And if you look, we've actually put in the date, sneak that in there as well. So it's the same procedure as always. The wood I use is just basic shelving wood from your local DIY store. So you've got that sorted, and what I like about it, it comes that size apart from the length, so we just cut it down to fit, and it fits the perfect A4 size, which is, I think it's 8.5 inches across. Fits perfect. So you've got your stencil sorted. Let's place your carbon paper down as normal. Place your stencil on top and stick it down. Like I've said before, some people can just stick this straight to the wood and cut all the black out. I just can't do it. It just doesn't work for me. So get your carbon, get yourself a little pencil. I've sometimes been known to use a little screwdriver and just go around with a screwdriver. Go around the whole lot till you've got what you wanted. And that's your basic stuff to cut out. Perfect. I always mark off the darkness with a pencil, because when you've got lines like this, you tend to get carried away a bit, and next minute, before you know it, you've just destroyed it. So take the time to shade in the bits that you want. It's worth it in the long run, because I've done it before, I can assure you. The bits we're going to use today is this one here. Just an imperial straight cutter, 1/8 by 1/2 inch. For most of the big stuff we'll use this. These small things, it's not even going to fit inside. So for those, and I use these all the time, are these little bad boys, and these are like pins, seriously. I love them. These are superb. If you just put in CNC bits on eBay or whatever, they'll come in a packet like that. There's a smaller shaft on them, so you're going to require a collet to fit on top to give you the 1/4 inch to make it the same thickness as that. Now this one, I'll probably use that for all this, all up there, all in there, these smaller bits. But yeah, I think that's a fantastic bit of kit, and so cheap, it's unbelievable. Cheap in price, not cheap in quality. You know, so I recommend them. So that's all we need now. So let's go down to the workshop and we'll start on with this. Right, we're in the little workshop now. I've got the router all set up. I've got my CNC bit in the end here. I've set the depth. What I always have is a piece of scrap wood like so. And you can tell by looking at that. These are all little depths that I use for certain projects. And it's handy to have, because sometimes you'll knock the router, you probably change the pin, the profile bit should I say. And to get your depth, set it to one of these again that you know that you've been using before. Sometimes I've gone in on a project and I've gone in too deep and I've ended up going over that section again. So something like that comes in handy. Okay, let's get this bad boy going. I'll do some of the smaller bits around here just so I can show you how it goes on, and then I'll crack on and complete it all, because it's nothing but a load of noise, and you've all seen these working before. So I'll do a little bit to show you, and then I'll come back at the finishing end. We're getting there slowly, just doing our little bit. What I've done in the end, because some of the bits are so small, I'm just using this little CNC bit, because it has a good point on it. It takes longer, but I'm in no race, so I'll crack on a bit more. But yeah, we're getting there slowly. Right, we've got that one finished now. It's not come out too bad. On certain woods, I would recommend spraying a wood sealant. This will stop the paint from bleeding into the wood. But as I've used this stuff many times before, very rarely will it bleed. So I won't need that on this occasion. And the paint we're going to use is just a satin black wood and metal paint. I've used this all the time. Sometimes you might need a couple of coats on. If you do find these little bits of wood coming through, just get yourself a nice black marker pen and just dab on afterwards. So we're going to paint this one now, let it dry, and then we'll get on to the best bit, which is the sanding off. Okay, like I say, we're ready for painting now. Get quite a bristly brush because you want to really get in. Stuff like the date here, that's going to be awkward. And the lettering, this is awkward. You want to, really get it dabbed in. So we'll paint this all over. I was thinking of doing the black for the guy and a nice white paint for the lady, but we're going to keep it all black and do the full silhouette. So this can basically just start throwing this on. You don't have to get too carried away. Make sure you're in there. Like I say, it's going to all get sanded off. These are going to be the hardest bits, getting to these little cracks here. I mean, you think you've got that, and then when it dries, there could be speckles wood, so you'll end up going over again. So I'll continue with this, and then I'll come back at the end when it's all finished. Right, that's all painted now, so we'll go back down to the workshop, leave it an hour to dry, and then we'll get this sanded off. Let's go back down to the workshop. Okay, that took longer than I thought. I should have probably put a new sanding paper on, but I persevered with it. So that's all nicely clear now. So all we've got to do is just get rid of this dust. I would normally go outside with this. But you want to just give it a good brushing over, like so, and that really just make that pop. Bit awkward trying to actually do it on the table to show you guys. You see the general idea. So I'll give it another clean off and then we'll get some linseed oil on, and to me this will be finished. Okay, we're on the onward stretch now. If you're still with me, well done. All I'm going to do now for finishing this off is putting some boiled linseed oil on. You can use Danish oil. It just brings out the colour. Don't matter how you put it on. Just get it on there and you can see there, look, straight away. Go over the black. Give it a good coating, all the sides and the front, everything else. Give it a good going over like so. So I'll finish this off and then we'll get back to you. Right, that's all nicely dry. Sometimes you can spray some polyurethane or some lacquer over the top. I don't do this a lot of my projects. Most of it's come out pretty good. Not too happy with the eye on that one. And if we go up here, I'm pleased with all that. Excuse me. But the 8 on the date, that could have been a bit better. But with router work, you get one shot at it. It's not like a pencil, you can't rub it out and go back. The rest is fine. Maybe, if anything, a little bit of paint bleed over here. But that could also, because you're going across the grain of the wood, so that won't help. But apart from that, yeah, I'm pleased with that one. So that's an A4 size little wedding gift for Catherine and David. That should be on its way soon. Okay, thank you for watching and we're on to the next one.